Yeah, I'm a superhero. But this isn't my uniform. This is. This is my uniform of the day. Do you have one? Is it important to you to dress the part? It is to me. Well, hello. My name is Mark Damiani. I'm a physical education teacher in Watsonville, California. I teach at Linscott Public Charter School. It's a K through 8 school, and I'm happy to present at EPEW. I've been coming to EPEW for about 25 years, and it's a wonderful conference, and I'm happy to be a contributor this year and in times past. So welcome if you're new, welcome if you're not new. So, here's my school. This is the front. It's almost 100 years old in the little town of Watsonville. And Watsonville is a coastal town, central coast of California. Yeah, we're just a couple of miles inland, so we're the sea otters. We've been a number of things over the years, but we're the sea otters. I love my little school. The school is typically open throughout the summer for a public park. We're not quite there yet. We'll be open in another week. Still some maintenance things going on here, but this is a play structure for the younger kids. Got a couple swings. This is actually a new, this is new grass in the field. We've got a sprinkler problem, I guess, right there. We got a little brownout, little area to eat. And this is my tower of power. I've only put this in, oh, there goes a local rabbit. I only put this in just before COVID, and so it hasn't gotten a ton of use, but I don't have the ropes up or the suspension trainers up today. This is a Sunday I'm filming on. I wanted to give you a little idea of what my facilities are. I don't have a gym. I don't have an indoor space. When it rains, I'm in the classroom. There have been times when I've been able to share some of the facilities at the local high school across the street. They're very generous there, and when it works out, we can use their big football field and their track. But typically, this is where I work. Older kids, tower of power, and the field. Got a couple basketball goals there. And then the younger kids, I've got this play structure and the field and parts of the tower of power. I can't have the real little guys up there. It's just too high. Let's get right to the point. How can you be an everyday hero? Why should you be an everyday hero? What is an everyday hero? So what does it mean to be an everyday hero? Well, first of all, you've got to suit up and show up. Being a physical education teacher goes way beyond having a job or a career. At my school, I get the kids from kindergarten all the way through 8th grade. I'm in their lives for 9 years. I often teach their siblings. So 5 days a week for 9 years, the kids show up at this little school. I've already gotten here before they have. I've got all my gear out on my field, my ropes strung up, my obstacles, all the things we're going to play with. I'm ready to go long before they get here each and every morning. I know every kid by name. I know who their brothers are, their sisters are, who their cousins are, and I give almost every kid a nickname. So what does that have to do with being a hero? Well, I'm there every day in their lives, every time they come to school, consistent, there, showing them the way. And what am I showing them? Love. That's the first and primary thing, love. Physical education, like any other subject at school, is just a vehicle to help form whole, functioning, empathetic, loving humans. And how can I do that? I can do that by making sure that every single child in my class is having fun and moving and feeling valued, appreciated, and loved and safe while they're at school, while they're with me, while they're in a game or on a climbing structure or a climbing wall or on a rope, catching a ball, running the bases. Fun, happy, healthy, moving, safe, secure, loved. These are all things that I convey on a daily basis to my kids. Who am I to them? How am I a hero? Frankly, the kindergartners all think I live in my equipment shed over there. When they see me around town, in the grocery store, or places like that, they don't know what to do. They don't understand. They don't connect the dots. Coach Mark, Teacher Mark, why are you not at school? Why are you in the grocery store? What are you doing in the park? I'm very lucky that I live in the town where I work. So I'm out in the community. I'm out and about. Am I wearing this? No. This is my superhero costume. I tell my kids I love them. I love you. I tell my kids I love them, and they know I mean it, because I show it. I'm bald, with a goatee. I'm 6 feet tall and 225 pounds, and yeah, I've got some ache. I can be a little intimidating looking, but by the time the kids have been here 3 days in kindergarten, they know I'm a teddy bear. They know I love them, and that I'm not someone to be feared. Here's a tip. If you're big, like me, never talk to a child with something in your hand. A bat, a racket, scary. You can always have a child hold the piece of equipment that you're using to model the game or sport. Sometime during the class, or perhaps at the end of the class, each and every day, I take one child aside and I tell them something really wonderful about them. It might be something like, do you know that when you're at school, my day is better? Or, I got up this morning and while I was having my cup of coffee, I was hoping you were going to be at school today because when you're in my class, I just feel better. You make me smile, and I love you. Speak from the heart. Be sincere. Kids are the best psychologists in the world. They know if you're faking it. They know if you don't like them. Learn to love each and every one. You know, the most difficult kids in the classrooms are usually the shining stars in the physical education class. Not always, but often. And the kids that act out in physical education, they need more love than anybody else in class. That's what they're looking for. They're pushing the envelope. They want boundaries, they want safety, and they want love. And by us pushing back, giving them a sense of security, they feel safe to grow and be themselves and learn and change if need be. That's what we provide. Safety, movement, a love of movement, fun, a place to be a child, to be a kid. If you do nothing else, make that your superpower, making children feel safe enough to have that childlike awe and wonder to interact with each other and play. We can provide a safe, fun, secure place for them to be children and play. My physical education program is about 65% competition, about 30% cooperative games, and then the remainder is what I call blood, guts, and veins between the teeth, high-level competition games, because there are kids that need that to have that outlet, to be super competitive. I always tell my kids that a PE class is a small model of real life. There's competition, there's cooperation, and then there's that really high level of competition out there in life. And throughout it all, we practice good sportsmanship, fairness. We don't cheat. We love one another and congratulate one another and help one another. Put our arms around one another when someone gets hurt, someone has to cry or is crying. My program is not based in units. I don't teach a volleyball unit and a basketball unit and a baseball unit, so I don't do any of that. I teach them all the basic movements of every sport. I do the lead-ups. We do play each of those games, those sports a little bit, usually modified. The last thing I want is to have a bunch of kids standing around waiting to get up to bat, so I modify a game to where everybody's moving. Music makes everything better. I always have music on during my classes. I can stop it and start it when I need to speak. And my kids know you can dance when the music's on. That's a tenet in my program. If the music's on, you can dance. I also do teach specific dances. I use things like maestro boards. If you don't know what that is, you can Googleize it and figure it out. I teach square dance. Dance, dance, dance. Be a dance teacher. I'm in shape. I'm a couple hundred days away from being 60 years old, and I work really hard to be able to do the things my kids do. I can climb ropes, I can jump rope, do push-ups and burpees, I can dance, I can sprint, I can run long distances. I do all these things. I'm beat up, don't get me wrong. I'm always in pain, always. I have lots of injuries, lots of aches and pains. I continue to injure myself. And if you're out of shape, okay, you're out of shape. What's stopping you from getting in shape? Really? Let's be the best example we can be for our kids. We're physical education teachers. Our goals should include teaching kids to have a lifelong love of movement, okay? I started tap dancing 3 months ago. I tap dance for an hour a day, and I go to a group lesson every Friday evening. That's just one of the thousands of things I do to stay in shape. Do the best you can to have the best physicality that you can attain. Know your limitations and shatter them, and show the kids that you're doing it so they can do it too. It's important. Professional development is the key to keeping your program fresh, the key to keeping you fresh and happy in your profession, and viable and sought after, as an employee in a program or at a school. Go to as much professional development as you can. Soak it all up. Meet the people that present. Run with the people that present. Make them a part of your family, a part of your tribe, a part of your life. Get a mentor, and then be a mentor. I teach about 300 kids at this school. You ask any one of them what's their favorite thing to do any given day. PE. Being a physical education teacher, keeping class fun every single day is a heroic challenge. We're talking about, I've got 10 levels of classes, kindergarten through 8th, plus a mixed group of 1st through 3rd graders, so 10 different classes. It may be a heroic act to change it up every day. There's absolutely no reason to do the same thing 2 days in a row with the same kids. Always leave them wanting more. That game that they would like to play every single day, hold it out there as something special. That favorite game of everybody that you invented, that you created, that you've modified and honed and perfected over the years, hold that out there for something special. Do you have a lot of rules in your class? I don't. Even 5 rules is too many for me. 3 or 4 rules in a game? Get them out there on the field or on the structure or in your gym. Do you have games where you eliminate kids? They're out. Stop that. Don't ever have a game where kids get eliminated. If they're out of the main part of the game, they just go to a different part of the game for a different type of movement, a different activity, a different level. Do you have games where kids can call timeout, like to take a break? I don't. All my kids know none of my games have times out. You keep moving till the end of PE. You tell your kids you love them each and every day. This right here means I love you in sign language. You can just flash that on them, or you can tell them, or you can do both. You know first aid? Do you have a first aid kit? Do you know what to do in an emergency? Do you carry a radio? Do you have a cell phone on you and you're ready to pull the trigger on 911 if you need to? I hope you've gotten trained in CPR. I hope you've even gone the extra mile and gotten some first responder training. 2 words to practice saying to yourself and to others: I'm in. When somebody walks up to you and says, hey, I'm going to go to this conference, say, I'm in. 2 other words to practice: yes and no. Learn how to say no. Learn how to say yes. Know the difference. Are you a physical education teacher, or are you the yard duty? When they ask you, can you run recess? You can say no. Physical education is not recess. Recess is recess. Physical education is something completely different. Learn to say no when appropriate. You follow up when a kid gets hurt or when a kid's not at your class. Do you call home? You say, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Rodriguez, I'm sorry Juan got hurt in class today. How's he doing? Is there anything I can do? Take responsibility for what your responsibility is, but not for what another person is responsible for. Kid gets hurt in your class, it happens. Call, follow up. Don't be a martyr. It's gonna happen. We wanna minimize it, of course, but we play hard and take risks. So take responsibility for your part, but don't take responsibility for what is not your part. Do you show up to work on time? I do. I get there early. I've moved away from filming at the school and I've gotten out of my superhero costume. This is me, any day of the week around town. So this is my secret identity, I guess. You know, this would be my Clark Kent to my PE teacher superhero outfit. This is me on a daily in my truck. And I wanted to just show you and talk to you about self-care. So this is my local grocery store here. It's called the Staff of Life. And it's an all-organic grocery store. I know, I'm super lucky. I know not everybody has that luxury of being able to shop for fresh produce. Watsonville, where I live and where I work, is a farm town, okay? We are the strawberry capital of the entire world, produce more strawberries than anyone else. And within 10 miles of this store, which is only maybe a mile and a half away from where I work and about 3 miles from where I live, within 10 miles of here, there are 50 organic farms. So along the lines of self-care, I buy really good groceries. They're not cheap, but I figure you pay one way or the other, right? As I've told you numerous times, I'm almost 60. I eat really good, high-quality food. I'm on no medication whatsoever. And if you don't eat good food, you end up in the hospital on medication, and that's more expensive than high-quality ingredients. Following up with the idea of self-care, it's going to be a little loud here. I'm on a very busy street, about 6 miles from school, 5 miles from my house or so, and this is the dance studio where I go on Friday nights for tap dance. That's part of my self-care. After I go to dance class, guess what? I go to the dirt track that's about a mile from my house the other direction, and I go to the races, usually with one of my kids. We've got sprint cars, modified, and it's a great time. You know, eat some barbecue and go to the races, fireworks and Americana and all that. Behind me is another place I like to go. It's called Blossom's Farm Store, Coffee House. This is a historic building. It's called the 5 Mile House, and inside is a farm to store type of outlet. You can get coffee in there, tea, baked goods, you know, everything's organic, probably vegan. And it also has a produce outlet. You can buy all organic vegetables and fruits that are grown on the farm, the Blossom's Farm, and everything is distributed out of this little store. So it's a place I like to go. Self-care, that's right, recharge. How are you gonna be a hero all day, every day, 5 days a week if you don't take care of yourself? And this is part of my self-care, so I'm just cluing you in. This is my truck. I call him Dante because he's inferno colored. I'm gonna go to the beach now. Okay, following up with more self-care. This is a few minutes from my house. Hey, in order to be a superhero 5 days a week at work, you gotta have recharge, self-nurturing, self-care time, all right? You gotta put that time in. It's as important as anything, like sleep or good nutrition, you know. So this is a beach I go to. This is a place where a lot of people train. You know, you can go down to this beach down here. I'm up on the cliff right now, obviously. You can go down to, there's a set of stairs that people run, and people, you know, will leave their equipment lying around for their own use, you know, unmolested and undisturbed. Like, I'll throw clubs, maces, kettlebells, heavy slam balls down at the bottom of the stairs, and, you know, use all that stuff on the beach, sandbags, tires, ropes. A lot of us, we train at the beach, and, you know, that for me is self-care. Even working out, you know, is self-care. So, yeah. A little shot of the stairs. I don't think you can really get the magnitude from this angle, but I don't know, it's like 100 stairs. People run them for fun. I do too. All right, well, you know, you should never turn your back on the ocean, but just so I can show you what's happening out there, those boats out there, they're looking for sharks. This beach right now is the #1 gathering of juvenile great white sharks in the entire world. And yeah, I swim out here. Yeah, right? I'm a hero. I mean, what? I'm gonna not swim in the ocean? Come on. So it's a pretty beach. That's the old boat out there. It's falling apart. Anyway, I want to show you that. This is where I get my self-care. And I know I'm super grateful. I'm super lucky. I've been walking this beach and swimming out here for 40 years. Right? So up behind me there, you can see a flag. That's my favorite flag that I've ever seen in my life. It's always flying down here. But I tell you, I come to this beach every day, except for usually on the weekends. And even then, I come sometimes. So we need more of that, more love. That's my favorite flag. I'm going to leave you with this. I can't give you every bit of my experience and knowledge of my 25 years of being a physical education instructor. But I can leave you with a few things like I've illustrated throughout this video. And I want you to, take away love and be that hero for the kids and your community, your school. And thank your mentors. Get mentors and thank them. Go back to those people that radically changed the trajectory of your life. Why did you become a phys ed teacher? Why is this? Why are you a hero? Why? Open that door for the next human coming your way. Lead them to the light, the love, the professional development, the tribe, the family of physical education instructors that go to these types of conferences and own their craft, build their repertoire, and create lifelong bonds with others, and in order to make incredible differences in the lives of children. All right? Just remember, I love you. I'll never smoke. Thank you, Lisa Fogg. Thank you, Chip Candy. Thank you, Pat Vickroy. I could go on and on and on. You gave me a life worth living. You made me into some kind of everyday hero. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you for attending the 48th Annual Elementary Physical Education Workshop. We're glad you were here.
Please follow us on our social media platforms. EPEW can be found on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Please check out our website for links to more great sessions. Just go to epew-cp.weebly.com and click on the virtual EPEW 2021 tab at the top and scroll down.
EPEW 2021 Educators Assemble would not be possible without the support and dedication from the amazing EPEW committee. The committee has been hard at work for months preparing for this workshop. Thank you to Linda McGee, Barbara Groton, Scott Wilson, Stephanie Sandino, Julie Miller, Jessica Monlux, Kayla Ailman, Shelby Lozano, Andrea Chavez, Scott Townsend, and Cindy Chase.
Thank you for attending EPEW, where our motto is, come to learn, leave as family.